Hello everyone, good evening. I'm sure you're on already. Few more moments before we start. We're on. Wonderful. Yes. Welcome to this live on Bridges of Light International. Thank you that is watching this now, that is live with all of us. Thank you. Hello Angela. Hello, welcome. And thank you that you're watching this later on. And thank you, Bridges of Light, for allowing us to share, to inquire on very, very, very vital subjects. And thank you, life. I always like to give my thanks to life, because without it, and by life I mean not in a religious sense, but I mean God. I mean the generator of everything. Hello Caterina, hello Laura. Let's wait a few more moments. This evening we are going to be talking about something that I was actually asked to cover, this topic, which is abundance. We will talk about what is abundance, and of course, how can we create abundance? Hello Mariella, good evening. I'm happy to see you too. Yes, while we wait for more people to connect, if you wish, write down what is abundance for you. When you hear the word abundance, what does it come to mind? Hello Antonella. Hello, good evening. If we look it up in the dictionary, abundance means a lot of. It means to have more than what we need. That is what abundance means. Hello Silvia. Hello Eleonora. But oops, sorry. Hello Silvia. Yes, I have to be careful because I don't know. On my last live, it was actually the one in Italian. I even managed to have the phone to fall off on the floor. Hey, hello Chiara, welcome. Anyway, abundance is to have more than what we need. So, oh yes, Mariela says something of material you have in great quantities. Yes, that can be abundance, absolutely. Yes. Sylvia says abundance is not desiring anything, it's pure contentment. Okay. Any other suggestions? Before I say anything, I like to write to read what everybody writes, because this is vital. When we see that the same subject, the same word, abundance, triggers in different people, different ideas, different concepts. Samra say hello and greeting of peace. Hello to you too. Samra, tell me, what is abundance to you? If you had to describe abundance in one sentence or one word, what would that word or sentence be? Okay, but while you think and you write, because you may not actually write anything, so I don't want to hold people up too long without nothing happening. I think to another type of abundance, of course. Okay, that's good. You see, we are already investigating the fact that this abundance means different things to different people. But one thing I'd like you to reflect upon is that one of the reasons why abundance is a very sought after subject, meaning it's very pertinent to people, a very warm feeling in my heart for Samra. Thank you for sharing that. I like that. The reason why it's we're all passionate one way or another about abundance is because we have been conditioned, we have been trained to believe, hello Sarah, to believe in scarcity, to believe in need, and scarcity, need, requirement, and separation, they are all part of basic human illusions. In other words, now we're not going to go deep into it, although consider the fact that directly or indirectly, and almost all of religions have been playing the big part in it, directly and indirectly, we have been exposed to, hello Wendy, great seeing you here. Directly and indirectly, we've been exposed to the concept that God or the deity, which could be one God or many gods, anyway, the supreme source of life, whoever created life, needs something from us, needs us to be in a certain way, to behave in a certain way. So in other words, we have to do something to prove who we are, and we have to do something or get something to be enough. Well, reality is that, hello Clemmy, whoever created life does not require anything, and I say it again, whoever created life doesn't require anything from us, doesn't want anything from us. We don't need to do anything, we don't need to have anything. We have the right to be and do and have whatever we need just because we exist. Although, because of believing in need, that I am not enough, we always feel we are not enough, so we are not deserving of having enough. Okay? This is one thing that I like you to reflect upon. And I do it because our mind, when starts reasoning on something that hasn't really thought maybe before, starts, it's a little bit like the search engine of Google, starts looking for things that hasn't considered before, and may come up with different beliefs for itself. So I'm just giving you, presenting you with the possibility that things are actually very different from what we have been told. But like every time, this is again very important that I tell you, this is only my opinion, and I only do it to stimulate you. I am not saying that what I say is the truth. I'm only trying to get you to a place where you feel abundant and deserving. Because to me, abundance, it's a state of being. Somebody wrote, I don't remember, but it was very in line with what I feel. Abundance, yes, is not desiring anything, it's pure contentment, Sylvia wrote. This is the paradox. If you don't want anything, it is as if you already have everything. The very fact that we want something, we are pushing it away from us. Why? Because life, it's always giving us exactly what we want, what we put out. So if we put out the energy of wanting something, life, the universe is like a photocopy machine. It says, yes, I'll give you not what you want, I'll give you the experience of wanting that. So the craving, you want something, and yes, I give you more of that experience. Having saying that, it doesn't mean that if we want something, we are not going to get it. Of course we would get it, because we would work hard to get it. What I am offering you here, it's another, not the only, that's what I mean, because there's many ways of getting what we want, of becoming abundant. In fact, there are people that they have many things, but they're not appreciated them. They don't appreciate them. But there's a way of being peaceful and getting from a state of contentment because we know we don't actually need anything. That's when we might not have much in a matter of materialistic wealth, unless that's what we want, because also this has to be clear. That's why I ask, what is abundance for you? For each one of us, abundance means something different. For some people may want more money. Some people may want a different lifestyle. Some people may want a relationship, or just maybe more time, or being able to do what they want, but they don't really care about materialistic things. So be clear about what you desire, what you want, and then the shortcut is really to, and that is when it's, as always what we talk about, it's some things are easier said than done. Although when you know what you want, if you can generate a state of inner peace and contentment about where you are and what you have, I don't know who, but somebody said something which is very, very truthful, that happiness, it's not having what you want. Happiness is wanting what you have, which of course it means if we are appreciating and appreciative of whatever we already have, imagine the universe as being a parent or somebody or a very close friend that, because we are grateful, wants to give us more. Like you, for example, I bet you enjoy more to give something, to give a gift to someone that you know he or she is going to appreciate it, right? You will stop. If you give things to people that don't appreciate what you give them, soon you will get bored of it. But let me read what is written here, because I want to connect with what you're saying. Mariella says, abundance of feelings. Yes, you say before, you say it could be material abundance, but yes, it could also be abundance of feelings and emotions. For example, and I mean that I can give so many feelings to those who don't have enough. Wonderful. Yes. If we want love, if we desire love, if we are the source of love, if we are the one that give love or attention or compassion to others, we realize that we don't need it, because if we can generate it, we don't need it. And also, most probably, it's not sure, of course, but most probably, whoever we give it to will give it back to us. Although the universe really keeps track of everything we give and take. And whatever we do comes back to us with interest. In other words, I truly believe that there is not a heartfelt gesture that we do, or a thought, or a word, or an action, something, a behavior that we do for someone else, that it's not created something of alike, that will come back to us. In other words, it may not come, what we give out, it may not come back from the person of the persons we have been given, we gave whatever we gave to, but the same energy will come back to us. Although, let's be careful not to think in a manipulative way, because we won't fool the universe, thinking I'll behave like this because of what I'll get back. And how do we do that? What is the ultimate, I believe, the ultimate way of knowing when we are, let's say, on the right track? It's if in any given moment of our life we feel at least at peace, or maybe even joyful or grateful, or we do something out of love. When in the moment we feel good about what we do, and the satisfaction, literally the inner sensation, the feelings we have, and that is an abundance feeling, isn't it? When you do something because you want to do it, whatever it is, that is abundance. That you know you have enough of whatever, which it could be time, it could be some money, it could be a smile, and you give it your abundance, and there and then you feel good. So that's it. That's the magic done. Whatever comes afterwards, who cares? We are enjoying the moment. But if I had to say what is abundance, I would say we are abundance. Life is abundance. We are in physicality the product or something that it's not even visible. It's spirit, it's consciousness. So we are already the manifestation of a lot. Now, why is this important? This is important because, okay, I'm really pushing it to the extreme now, but be with me. Stay with me. From a human level, I agree. There are things that we may need, like we need to be protected, physically protected. We need food. So in this society, we need money. But because we all know, and definitely all now here sharing these topics in this group, we know that emotions are energy emotions, and because of the way we resonate with everything, we attract what we give out. In other words, if I think I may not have enough money or I need this and that, I may get worried and preoccupied, and that's humanly understandable, although that preoccupation will emanate a certain frequency. If nobody, by the way, that is watching this hasn't watched the live of Saturday about living a vibrational life, I suggest you watch it, because I literally demonstrated a law of attraction in action with the tuning forks. But anyway, because we may be worrying, we most probably resonate with circumstances that will convalidate our worrying. So this is what I invite you to consider. Okay, we need nothing here, not even the air that we breathe. I repeat, we need nothing, and I tell you why. Because if we knew who we truly are, which is pure energy, pure essence, soul, spirit, call it how you want it, just having a human experience, this something that we are, it is not so concerned about the survival of our body. But this is where it gets interesting. Because we forgot who we truly are, and we identify with our physical body, so we think we need things, this creates worries and anxiety. I'm here to remind you this. But I know sometimes we have to be literally out of our mind. If you really want to get in the mystical realm, you have to get out of your head. Meaning you have to be calm and not preoccupied about things that other people are preoccupied with. But not because you are truly mad, because you are very, very aware. In other words, because you know that even if the worst of the worst of the worst of the outcome, meaning even if you die, and yes, even if you die in a terrible way, I can assure you that the only pain that we would have is the suffering inflicted by our mental imagination. Okay, if we don't project a terrible story about what is happening, and if we were only always present, meaning I am not thinking on anything negatively, I am just being totally present and enjoying life as it is, even if something terrible happens, and I mean even if somebody was shooting at us or doing something very damaging to our body, I'm not kidding, unless we tell a story about it, our body is so well designed that all the endorphins we can produce would allow us not to feel any pain. If you talk to anybody, in fact, that has been subject to a very, very big accident or something major happened to him or her, they would tell you, do you know what? I didn't really feel a thing. We only suffer when we are in our mind telling us a story. But this to tell you that if we could always be in a state of serenity, and it's not even about having faith, it's about knowing who we truly are, which is abundance, which means our survival is assured if we are at peace and at ease. I mean, really, how would we think that the intelligence of the universe, which organize everything, all the cosmos and all the planets to be in total harmony between themselves, everything in the universe would collapse if the distance of the planet, of the velocity or whatever would be even just slightly different. Everything would collapse. So what makes us think that this intelligence is not powerful enough to assure our survival if we just don't worry about it? But the thing is that we had enough people on the planet to tell us that. Many masters have always tell us that. They were at peace, they were not pushing, not pulling, not doing what everybody on earth is doing, running around, wanting this, wanting that, and they were absolutely fine. Why? Again, because they knew, but we can know. We are all, nowadays there's many masters between us. We have got the awareness that many people a long time ago didn't have, but we even have much more. But what I mean is that if we could and were able to always be in a state of serenity and knowing that we have more than we need and there's nothing that we need, most probably we will always have at least what we need and much, much more. And then let me read, and then I want to tell you some of the differences between people, because now people think, yes, but if that was the case, why doesn't everybody has a lot? And this is when the family we came from, the culture we came from, the epigenetic that forms also our body, our DNA decoding, it has got a very big part in it. You see, like for some people, let's say for people that are born in very, very wealthy family, in fact, it's amazing. Even if these people don't lose everything, you put them out in the world and like by magic, they rebuild fortunes. And maybe they're not even people that they have a spiritual mentality. And maybe there is somebody else that comes from a family that where they were very, very poor and they struggle all their life. And that's when working on ourselves and knowing how to create abundance or more abundance in area of our life where it wasn't there, that's when the real work is required. I don't know if I was clear enough. But this is to say that the family we come from and the belief in our epigenetic, it means in our DNA, about wealth, money, abundance, and whatever else, it is affecting us very much. It's not enough just to think, oh, I know I can have everything I want to and I have it like this. No, it doesn't work like that. That's the first step. Sylvia says, we are instructed to think about duality, not oneness. Exactly, Sylvia. That's exactly it. Yes, that is one of the biggest fundamental illusions, human illusions. When we believe we are separate, we think we have to compete with others. We think maybe there is not enough for everybody. But when we are aware that we are all one, that we are one with life, I am now talking to an extension of myself. You are listening to an extension of yourself. Everything that I see in this room It is an extension of me. We are all one thing. We are all in an energetic soup, so to speak. We are this soup. We are all different components of this soup. So when we are aware that we are one, this simple awareness connects us energetically with the one. And what happens? That the one will start working for itself. Do I make sense? But if we think it's only me, that because thoughts are very powerful, it's already isolate me. I isolate myself from you and from everybody else. So of course life becomes a struggle. Anyway, but let me see what other people are writing. Hello Anna. Hey, hello Elena. Great seeing you here. Ciao Mattia. Hello. Hello Eleonora. Hello Roberta. Samra says, happiness is wanted what you have. Pearls of wisdom. Yes. But it wasn't me that said that I read it somewhere. But yes, it's a great quote. Wendy says, would I get bored of giving? Never. Going on. No, it's natural. Yes, you're right, Wendy. It's natural. We are here to give. We experience heaven only when we give. And that's the real magic. That's the real secret. That's the reality, actually. If we only receive from birth, we would never feel abundant. We would always feel empty, and like inside we would feel like beggars, even if we had many things. In fact, I'm not saying this is the only reason, absolutely not. And this is just an hypothesis. This could be why we have seen and we see sometimes some very rich people, people that they were born in very rich family. They never really had to work to have anything. They never really had to give anything of themselves to receive. Not always, again, but very often these people, they don't know how to appreciate life, and sometimes they even terminate their life because there's no spice to life, because they never conquer anything, they never gave anything, so they never felt abundance. Because we are the creator, we have to create, and this is the joy of life, what we create, not what has been given to us. Hello, Evelyn. Very true, we are abundance. Yes, we are abundance. Yes. Hello, Honak. By the way, Evelyn, if you want to pop in anytime, I don't know if you're here or gone, you are very welcome to. Honak says, healthy body is a abundance. I went to get my health checkup and I'm healthy, thank God. Yes, you know, Honak, in Italian, I guess also in English, we say, when you have your health, you have everything. And it's true, actually. When we have our health, we have everything. And my granny used to say, whenever we were complaining, Granny used to tell us, you only have stories in your head. But so much wisdom in that. We literally have stories. Whenever we feel bad, or even good, is because we are telling us something about something, but it's not about that something. And if we know that all we need is our health, and then everything else, we can make it. Hello, Evelyn. But
hello,
here we
Luca.
got the expert. I mean, today you had to come on. Let me just take the headsets out because I don't want to hear. Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at my windswept head today.
You are the goddess of abandon.
Oh no, I said I always learn. You never stop learning. You never stop learning. The day you think you have it mastered is the day that you've lost it all.
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing the very best. Thank you very much, Luca. Thank you. And it's a lovely subject. I actually love this subject.
Yes, I was actually being asked about, I can't remember who, but somebody wrote to me, can you please talk once about abundance? And yes, absolutely, here we are.
Or you have different earphones for me.
Yes. No, because otherwise, with the microphone, I couldn't hear. I can hear you now. Now, Mariella says, God's love is abundance. The beauty of nature is abundance. Your smile is abundance, of course. Thank you, Mariella. Yes, and that's the attitude, to see abundance everywhere. Uh, but I would dare to say, because that's life. Life is abundance. Light comes from consciousness. Light comes from nothing. Everything we see, it's already abundant. And I only want to say this, and then I want to ask a question to Evelyn, unless you want to comment on this. Do you know what we say? Because I was one of them. I was thinking when I started thinking about abundance, how you create abundance and this and that. I was thinking about, is there something we need to learn? Is there something we need to do? And then I looked at my life in retrospect, and you know what I think I realized, because it's only my realization, so maybe it's bananas and you all think, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Then we are all master. Whatever I wanted before, I wanted to do what I want to do now, which is like learning more about who I am and how to help people to live more joyfully and so on and so forth. Because I wanted other things, I used to get other things. So ultimately, as long as we know what we want, it's almost automatic. Which brings me to the $1 million question, which I'm sure many of the people watching are wondering. Evelyn, so how do we create abundance?
Well, as you said there, rightly so, everything is in abundance. I mean, we definitely do not question, am I going to get fresh air today? Because there's things like that we don't question. We take it for granted. It's always there. So I think it always boils down to the money. When people think of abundance is money. And funny, would you believe, there's something that came, I was thinking about something yesterday and a wee aha came to myself. And I actually believe when you're in an environment where you're not very happy, if it's a job or something like that, that you're not happy, but you stay there because of the money. Yeah. I absolutely believe when you are in a place that you do love, it just happens. Because I was in somewhere where, and I didn't mind, I enjoyed it, but I knew my time was coming to an end. I knew it was coming to an end. I liked it, but my love had now disappeared. And then when all this kicked in, and they're like, aha, we're just going to take it away from you now. And then you're like, okay, so now what do you do? So see, whenever then did you do really what your heart is calling you to do? I actually believe, Luca, things just, you're at more peace and things just start coming that way. And as you say, you don't question. Here's a wee thing I shared it. Sorry, I don't want to hold up your space. But today,
I like
I had a wee group and we talked about money, because there's a thing going about that everybody's chitter chatter now about. It begins with or and ends with session. that's you know that word. It starts with re and it ends with session. A recession. Luca, recession? No. Do you know recession? Do you know?
Yeah, recession. Yeah.
I didn't want to pronounce it, so now you made me say it.
All right. Why didn't you want to pronounce it?
I didn't want, because again we're focusing on what everybody's talking about. But,
I see.
Because when the vast consciousness talks about it, it will be created for people there, and then we go into lack again with money. So the wee group that I have on, I said, well, we're going to create abundance, financial abundance in this. So we've done a wee task. But today it was lovely because I rang up, I sat down actually on Monday and went through my own accounts, my bank statements, got them all ready for the accountant, took my time, actually looked forward to doing it. And I rang the accountant today to see when I could deliver it to him. And I says, I'm sure I must owe you a few pounds from the last time. And he says, actually, Evelyn, I owe you money. And I said, oh, really? So actually, he did owe me a few pounds. And I says, good, hold on to it, because then that'll come off for next month. So it's like, thank you, universe. Because I really don't know how I ended up overpaying him, but I must have somewhere. Or the ferries were at in some road.
Absolutely. But you see what I think it's very, very determining what we're talking about in what is fueling abundance is, right, you responding to the situation thinking, how lucky am I? I'm getting money. I'm joyful about it. Okay. Now, I can assure you that somebody else could have thought, oh, that is something that it's my right. That is something that had to be given to me. And they would even make up a story, and they would even get upset about the fact that they could have got the money before and they didn't. So now they would say, this is only what was mine, and it was taken from me for a period of time. So this is just the living proof that it doesn't matter what happens to us. It's our attitude, what we tell ourselves, that can generate something on a positive spectrum, on the emotional positive spectrum, or on the negative spectrum. And if you generate a positive emotion, if you feel abundance, and any positive emotions, they will resonate with something more of what you already have, don't they?
And that could be the fear thing that may creep in for people. It's just to bring your awareness to what people are talking about, what conversations that you are privy to. Because when you give your attention to it, it is going to become your reality.
Absolutely. I have a question for you, but also for everybody at home. By the way, hello, Rafaela says hi, sends a heart. Mariella says hello, Evelyn, in case you can't read it.
Hello, Mariella. Yeah. Am I going to get I'll get the pronunciation right someday.
But we Italians, we love when people say
Mariella.
With an accent, in a funny way. We love it. I love it anyway. Let me just write these comments, and then I have a question for everyone. And for you, Evelyn, as well. Celia says, if we keep on responding about our concept and its opposite, in bracket, abundance and scarcity, we will not access our true reality, our true essence. Yes, you say, if we keep on reasoning about one concept and its opposite, yes, abundance and scarcity, we will not access our true reality, our true essence. Thank you, Sylvia. Yes, and it ties in, Sylvia, with what you said before about unity. Absolutely. If we are, it's a very profound statement, this one. If we stay in polarity, abundance, scarcity, or whatever, yes, whatever we are polarizing already the opposite, either that we want it or not. Yes. But when we just are in a state of peacefulness, contentment, or whatever, and we're not even reasoning, asking ourselves why, like you were saying, Evelyn, you just are there, you don't question yourself. That's it. There you have it. Absolutely. Samra says gratitude and positivity, creates abundance, I feel. Yes. Samra says, at least for me. Yes, Samra, I think for everybody. But this is a question because, I thought about this actually yesterday. But tell me if I'm completely off the hook or maybe not. Okay, of course, that's it. Like Samra says, a feeling of gratitude generates more of whatever. Now, would you say, everybody, that there is a difference in feeling gratitude for something material? I give you an example. I could start thinking and feel gratefulness for, I'm just saying, for my telephone, for my car, for my house, for my books, for my computer, right? And then I could also feel gratitude for my family, for my friends, for my pets. You see what I mean? Gratitude towards a thing, or gratitude towards an emotion or a person. Do you think there's any difference? I don't know, truly. This just popped in my mind.
Well, that is a good question, Luca. That is a good question, because we think one's human form and the other static form.
Yes,
one we possibly could live without, one we would find it hard to live without. Yes. I don't know, do you pick your brother over the internet?
Would you order, Amazon?
premium? Does it get there faster?
I know, it's like, oh, can I phone a friend on that one? Hold on, you just give up your phone. Yeah, do you know what? I really feel it's the feeling that we have here in general for ourselves, because I look at my light and or this plastic glass of water in it and feel love. And I maybe could feel, but it could be, I think for family it may be a different thing, but you just feel that.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel inside, I think for yourself, and actually a lot of people are starting to feel that is coming on them, and just out of the blue, they're like, holy smokes. I was driving up the road and the sun, they may have recognized the sun for the first time. They said something come over me, like this peace or this full of just love bursting. And yeah, and just being. So I'm trying to figure out now between the human form. Do I say thank you to my plastic glass more than I do to my children? I think, you know what, I'm just I would feel it for. It's not that mad to say that I couldn't separate the plastic glass from my son, or my car. One I could do without. One, the other I want in my life. You know I can. This is only going to be a temporary love. But I love it while I have it.
Yes. Thank you. Mariela says, hello, Nico. Hello, welcome. Mariela says, abundance is also every kind of excess we can limit it, helping others who don't have enough to live. Definitely, yes. Anytime we give to whoever has got not enough and we have more of, yes, we do experience abundance. Yes, that literally there is abundance when we got more than what we need, that extra that we can give out. Yes.
And that's a wonderful affirmation, actually.
Yes.
The more that I receive, the more that I lovingly can give. And you know this when you have an extra few pounds, that you're able to, if somebody needs a wee shout out, that I'm able to do that.
Absolutely. And yes, and you know what is a great thing to do. I know it's very little, but it's for our essence. We are abundance in that context. When somebody needs something, could be a beggar in the street, even just to give them, even just that £1 or £2, or why not? Let's exaggerate. Take the money out and give them £5 or £10. Do you know what? In that moment, we are abundance. We are giving out. So those are powerful little gestures, because in that moment we tap into who we truly are. But we have to do these things to experience it. And what happened is, one thing that I like to mention is what is called the law of mental equivalent. We are willing to receive, regardless to what the universe or others would like to give us. We are only willing and ready to receive as much as unconsciously, normally, this is all unconscious, what we think we deserve. So in other words, if we think that our ceiling, so to speak, is to earn, I don't know, £1,500 a month, or £7,000 a month, 15,000, 30,000 pound a month, if that's our ceiling, it's very difficult that we would get more. So the low mental equivalent says that we get what we feel worthy of getting. But the good news that is, if we do even that little bit that stretches the mental equivalent that we think we are in, like, let's say 51-52% more than what we were before, everything starts rolling and we will get more than what we had before. I hope I explained myself.
You did.
Evelyn says, I really love your Irish accent. For you. Mariella says she loves your Irish accent.
Thank you very much. Gurmi and my yogurt.
And Samra says, I feel warm in my heart in any case, whether I'm grateful for my comfy bed, or for my children. I don't feel any difference. Thank you, Samra. Yes, for her it's the same feeling, well, either for the bed or for the children. Yes, absolutely.
They can both bring you love. Different.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Very true.
Perhaps I need to get one of them beds. One of them abundance beds.
Yeah. That from that they double up. They become
That's a greedy bed
so,
you're thinking of.
yes. Samra said, true restrictions and limits in our mind can be an hindrance. Yes, absolutely. And this is when, Evelyn, what do you think? I was also thinking before that how much do you think that our families, basically our epigenetic conditioning, which means the way our parents were believing, their beliefs about money, about wealth, affect us?
Big time.
Big time,
Big
doesn't
time.
it? Yeah.
And then it stemmed on from their generation. And then we came from an era in this country of the famine, and a lot of very poor people, and so absolutely, surely. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. So now let's concentrate a bit on what would we do. Let's say we would like to get more abundance in any area of our life. What would we do?
Is this a question?
It is a question. Yes. Yes.
Well, I'd ask it's number one is feel abundant.
Yes.
But what is a feeling of abundance? Well, it has to come down to the presence in any given time. Take a wee look around you now, and I am the blessings of having clothes, the blessings of having breath. And you do have probably money, but the blessings of it too, because it's all energy. And there is more than enough in the world for each and every single person. Never be under the illusion that the money end is going to make you a lot happier. It'll relieve you of stress for a wee bit, but then you concern yourself with the next month and the next month and the next month and maybe next year. But isn't it the experience of the human, really? It's like the battle of the human and you're here to experience life.
Yes.
We're going to supply you with everything. You are going to go without nothing. However, if you feel and think and believe that you have little of something, then that's what you will only see in your reality.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
And some man that could be homeless and sitting on the street with this here could feel that he has everything. Because this could be his protector. It could be it could be everything that he needs. And he is abundant.
Yes, thank you. From my little experience, what I feel creates abundance almost automatically is to include in whatever it is our, let's say, vision or whatever our intention to do something in life is, whenever we include other people, whenever it is not just for us. I mean, it's not just because the idea, if you say it's not just for me, for Luca, but it's for us. The moment that I expand my vision, my mind goes from focusing on me to something bigger. It is amazing how things happen, and it's just like this. I'll give you an example that came to my mind right now, and I think it's quite significant. Oh, to cut a long story short, I met this lady many years ago, a lovely lady, and she has founded an orphanage in Africa. And I remember we chatted and she gave me a card. And you see, really, that was the inspiration, divine intervention. I don't know what it was, but I remember I used to think I would like to be able to do something for these kids. And what happened was that when I was moving out from one property, I was renting that out, and I was buying another property. So while I was doing everything, I realized that, almost something that happened to you. For something that happened in the past, I found quite a bit of money in my hands. and you remember, it wasn't just like 300 pounds. It was quite a bit of money. And you know what? That was that I could have satisfied that intention I had, that dream to give money away. But this is to say that if I wanted something for me, just for me, I don't know. I truly don't know. Maybe it would have happened. Maybe it would have happened. But everything was just effortlessly. And I could really see that it wasn't just for me. This is what I mean when we are all one. When we want to do something for others, when we want to do something, which could be anything, by the way, we all do something for others. Don't get me wrong. I mean, anybody that his passion is cooking, he cooks for others. Anybody who likes driving and is a taxi driver, he does it for others. But he does it because it's from his heart. Do you know what I mean? His passion is because he wants to give something to others, or he wants to help others. Do I make any sense?
No, I get that totally. Actually, because you reminded me of a story there not so long ago, and you know, this is where everything really started flowing, was in this whole time of us, you know, of everything changing, and I just think it's absolutely been a blessing. But actually, myself and my couple of my children hadn't been away on holidays together because they're too old to go with mommy, and my daughter maybe is going away to America next year, and well, one of the boys won't go, but my 15-year-old says he will go. So as it turns out, didn't I win? I've myself booked to go away this year, but then I won a week, and I says, okay, I am going to book these flights for going away next year. And however you wish, I know that that is going to be delivered to me in order to receive for the payment of the flights. Yes. Luca, the next day I got a phone call. What do you know? The money, all of it was there for, and this came about from something that was unexpected.
Yes.
So there's all them lovely wee blessings, you know, because I really believed anyway. I didn't do it out of fear or panic or procrastinated on it, because I had full belief. And as you say, when you're doing it with other people, because I could see me and the children. Because I know this will be our last holiday for a long, long time.
Yes.
So I'm really looking forward to that. And I thank all the higher powers and all for the lovely delivery to make that possible.
Yes. Yes. I mean, if we think that we are literally spiritual entities, spiritual being, and I'm not saying this out of Lululand. I mean, I don't know you guys, but I never, even when I'm alone, I never ever feel lonely. And I'm truly, truly aware of the fact that it's not my mind. I'm not imagining it. There are things, there are energies, entity, call it as you want. I'm not saying angel because I think that could all be mind made, whatever, but there are energy, there are something with us. These things, these energies, they're here to support us. Seriously. So when we are getting ourselves intentionally, so to speak, responsible for the well-being, for something that we want to give to other humans, this is totally my theory, like everything that I say. These helpers, so to speak, not just my helpers that are getting in motion to help me, but also all other helpers. In fact, everybody that has achieved a lot in their lifetime, they will tell you the biggest, the dream, the vision, the more you are supported by unseen energies, there must be a reason. The fact that we don't see what's happening behind the scene doesn't mean that nothing is happening. A lot is happening. But
our mind couldn't even comprehend it.
No, exactly. We have to be literally out of our mind. You have to be off of your head, because the head will always give us the reason why we shouldn't be feeling abundance. That's why if whoever is watching now, if you are struggling, and even more, if you are now struggling emotionally or economically, I mean, if you don't know if you are going to find a job or you don't have enough money, really, I know it sounds obscene, but if you can, be it and do whatever you can. It doesn't matter. I mean, don't take drugs and don't get drunk. But I mean, naturally, if you can truly using your mind and using your ability to focus on what you have, take your mind off negativity and generate a feeling of contentment, a feeling of gratitude. That's it. That is nothing else. I mean, nothing else. But you have to do that.
And sometimes it's taken a wee scary step for, like when I was just me and my three kids, and I worked with a man years ago, but I had recently left my own marriage, so it must be probably about 10 years ago anyway. And I remember actually when I would go to bed at night, I was thinking, I have no worries or stress in my life apart from this job, because I was always on the phone trying to get money in for this man and paying myself last, that I made sure, and he would leave it, you'll sort it, Evelyn, you'll sort it. Now, this was my only form of income, and I had 3 children as well to support and rent in a house. But I remember having that as I went to bed, thinking, Evelyn, that job's the only job that, and you're doing it for that man. So I actually, as it worked out wonderfully, a lady come in one day and I said, you'd be the perfect woman for this job. I had no work, I had no nothing, Luca, but I remember going to the man, I really did like him, and I says, I'm leaving. Well, I walked out and you'd think somebody lifted a weight off my shoulders, and I said, I'm all yours.
Fantastic.
I'm all yours, do whatever you wish. And from that then, my dancing and everything. But I knew, do you know what? I didn't want that yuck. I didn't want that stress. I knew I'm always provided for.
Thank you for sharing that. Yes, peace of mind, it's unpriceable. There's nothing else like it. Thank you so much. Before, we only have like 2 minutes, but I'm sure we have time to read this. By the way, Samra say about the bed, oh yes, both brings abundance and love. Sylvia says, I think there are so many things to add to the topic, but I feel that what a project into the world, I receive back, and I try to express love for everything and everyone as often as possible. It does not come naturally sometimes. Having lived in a completely different way, I train myself constantly to change paradigm. Yes, Sylvia, sometimes it requires work, definitely for the conditioned mind that we have about scarcity, about being not trusting of others or life. Yes, but keep doing it. This is the word that will always, always pay back great dividends. It's not always easy. This is part of the journey. Samra says, the energy entities, helpers that you're talking about, they're so amazing that as they help us, they inspire us to help others as well. Yes, I mean, Evelyn, you gave a job to somebody else. You lift yourself up from a burden, but you
I've done that, I've done that actually last year as well. And I said to the boys, my passion's no longer here. Somebody's going to come in for this. And same thing happened.
Absolutely. To spread what others as well. And this comes only from a place of abundance, basically a win-win for all of us. Everyone helps and is helped. Wonderful. Yes, thank you, Samra. This sums it up. Absolutely. Yeah. And there is nothing that we don't do or that we do that it's not for everyone. What we don't do for ourselves, we don't do for others. What we do or don't do for another is the same thing we do or don't do for us. It's so symmetrical. We are all one. It's not just a nice idea.
It takes a while, as somebody said there, it takes a wee while, and then you come to peace.
Yes.
And you rise above that. You rise it because when your head starts hurting, you're in the wrong place, wrong department.
Yes. Let's get out of our heads. Wonderful. Now it's we made it right perfectly 1 hour. Well, Evelyn, thank you so much for
Thank you,
joining us.
Luca. It
That's
seems like I
wonderful.
haven't been talking to you in a wee while.
Yes.
I was starting to miss you.
Yes. Great. I'm glad you were here.
Your Irish
And
accent was fading.
Yes. Well, thank you, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll see each other when? Saturday, 6 o'clock. Ciao. Good evening.
Wonderful.
Ciao.
Thanks.